Hi everyone, I wanted to introduce this course to those students who are enrolled in AWD 1111 online class, database driven web development, as well as introduce myself and kind of hit the syllabus for the first few days of this week. We're live here on January 10th in the afternoon, so I'm just going to kind of hit the first 3 to 5 days for this first week of curriculum. And what I'll do is kind of every week just keep you updated through syllabus updates and what's going on in this course. And so, again, this course is an online course. It's your first time with me as an instructor. In fact, there will be a second instructor on this course, but more on that later. My name is Evan Gudmestead, graduate of Rankin Technical College. Went out and worked in the industry, wrote software for about 5 years, worked for a couple different companies, back in the early to mid 2000s. And then I came back and I've been teaching since 2006. So I've been around Rankin as a student and now as a teacher, and frankly in this industry for over 20 years now. Which is kind of weird to think about. And so that's my name. That's a little bit of my background. I live in Illinois, married with a kid. I got a 3.5-year-old. I am currently teaching a morning class, and so from 8 until noon every day, as well as this online section. So I've got 2 classes this semester, and so I will be your instructor for this class. I do have office hours, and you're going to notice here, my basic schedule allows me to, and I'll call it, between, this can move a little bit, these hours, and so you're going to notice I'm doing this right now at 12:30 in the afternoon, 12:43. So anywhere from 12:30 kind of, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. These hours in the afternoon are kind of flexible. So I label them as 1:30 to 4:30. I guess the point to make here is that I'm primarily available in the afternoons on weekdays. Now, it is Rankin etiquette for online classes, or the expectation is that if a student has a question, that they receive a response within 24 hours. And so the first thing I'll say is that if you want one-on-one access with me, my most available time is in this window that I have listed for my office hours. However, I realize you're taking online classes, you've got your own schedules, and that's why you're probably taking online classes. So I do respond to questions and outside of these hours. At minimum within 24 hours, but oftentimes you can get a hold of me a lot faster on Discord, which we'll go over how to join my Discord channel. And I get Discord right to my cell phone, and so it's not uncommon to respond instantly or pretty quick, but I can't make that guarantee if it's outside of these hours. The guarantee I can make is within 24 hours, but sometimes quicker. And so if you can make it within these hours, please make it. If not, we'll definitely get, basically it's 24 hours a day, and I'll respond within 24 hours. This course is AWD All-1's database-driven web development. What you're looking at here is the JavaScript MERN stack, Mongo, Express, React, and Node. It is an online class, and so it's listed as Monday through Friday. But let me pause and change that. Okay. And so here we are. Monday through Sunday, of course, it is online class. You could do your work anytime you choose. It is online. There's no seated hours of the course. And it's 16 weeks. And so every week there's attendance. So you say that there are 16 sessions. Now, if you want to come in and work one-on-one, now again, I can work one-on-one with you on Discord. We can share screens and completely work together 100% one-on-one remotely. But if you want to be that in-person learner, you can come into the St. Louis campus and the gray building and that is an option. Just communicate that with me. There are 2 allowed absences, and so as you guys know, attendance is taken in this online format by participation. There's 16 weeks, so we just basically say, hey, if you don't show up for a week and if you don't participate in the class, you don't turn in any work, then you're marked absent. You're allowed you're allowed 2, and on the 3rd absence, you exceed out of the class, and so you're essentially kicked out of the class. So you got to turn in the work. Even poor quality work still, it doesn't matter if it's straight A's or if it's you turn in something, you got nothing right, but you turned it in. You count it towards your attendance as participation. So the actual grade doesn't matter. You just have to have the attempt. There is no textbook for this course, and that is something to put up front. There was a textbook in prior. However, what you'll find out is that this stuff updates so fast that any printed text is outdated real quick. So we got rid of that, and all of this course, or I'd say 95% of it, is homegrown Rankin curriculum. And that does not to say there's not reading. There is reading, and there are written tests, but there's no textbook. And so I'll provide access to the reading. In fact, it's all down here in these links that we'll get into. Course description. Again, it's JavaScript, it's MERN, and web applications. And so you can kind of read through the course description, but we're building software, web applications using JavaScript-related technologies in that MERN stack. These are your course outcomes, and so these are the things that you will be tested over in this course. And so we will have hands-on tests where we assess your ability to, for example, use Node Express and modern JavaScript syntax to build web applications, so on and so forth. Use database management systems to persist, manipulate, and query user data. Use web APIs and JavaScript to update web pages dynamically. Okay, so these are what you're tested over, essentially, the hands-on tests. Now, so that's the basic information. Please, if you have not yet, join my Discord server. And so you will need to go to Discord, app download. So go ahead and do a Google search. If you've never joined Discord, download for Windows or Mac or whatever you're on. You'll create an account. You'll log in with that account. Then you'll click on this link to join my Discord server. Discord, is my Zoom during the pandemic. Society went to Zoom and I went to Discord. And so there is my AWD second year virtual classroom. And so you'll see some stuff from my morning class in here, but you'll see your lectures as well posted into here. So definitely join that. You can direct message me on here anytime. Again, response times may vary. It's best in between those hours, but yeah. And then you can post in here in general chat. You can see there's an alumni chat, a study group, off topic, hackathon, code extensions, job opportunities. There's different things on that board. So please join my Discord server. Here is a link for the syllabus. We're going to go over that syllabus as well as setting up your environment. We're going to go through that. This will be covered later. GitHub Desktop, VS Code, recorded lectures. So if I jump ahead, I made a playlist for AWD All Ones Online 30 Spring of 2024. Just jumping ahead a little bit. Some lectures will be live, some lectures will be pre-recorded. You'll get a mix. I sent an email and I said, please, this week before the 14th, please watch the first, how many videos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said, please watch the first 6 videos. This is all JavaScript fundamentals and JavaScript theory that some of it was covered in your JavaScript class. Probably some of it was not. But this is just all kind of theory to go through as we are getting back into JavaScript, and many of you haven't touched JavaScript in at least a semester. So this playlist, keep an eye on it, because all my new stuff as well as old stuff, that'll all get added to this playlist. And so this first 5 days or so, watch those videos, but I also put a couple more videos on there, and that's looking out forward into the weeks ahead. And I just saw someone join the Discord channel, so that's good. We'll see if they pop on and say hi. Okay, let's take a look at the syllabus. So the syllabus has a lot of the same information that I've already covered. It's 16 weeks. There is no set class time, so I'm just going to put online. And again, I made the same kind of things there. It's an online class, so Monday through, obviously, Sunday. This syllabus, you guys will see the changes, presumably once it saves it. And interesting that it's not saving it. My building is the gray building 205 if you want to meet up in person. Again, my information for work, my office location, and my office hours. Program outcomes, no textbook, course description, outcomes. Right up front, I will say that I do accept late grades. You can turn in anything past the due date with a 10% penalty. So if you fall behind, you can definitely make up work, turn it in late. And what I do is if it's an automatic 10% penalty. So if you get 100 on the assignment, it goes down to a 90, and just take off 10% of your grade. So if you would have got a 90, you end up with an 80. Obviously, you just subtract that 10% if it's late. And so I do accept it on all coursework. So right up front, how to handle retakes in my class. Again, the attendance policy is such that you're allowed 2 absences. All work is due on Sundays. And so I'm going to go over what is due this Sunday in this recording. Okay, so I'll set up work to be due on Sunday, and we'll see that. Basically, if you turn in the work, you get marked present. If you don't turn in the work, you get marked absent. No cheating is what this academic honesty spells out. Course grading, and so how your grade is actually laid out. We have a final project worth 10% of the grade, so you'll turn that in as the last assignment of the semester. It's a pretty, what I would say, mid to large size compared to everything that we've done so far. Most of our software has been smaller. This is a little bit bigger. We have hands-on tests worth 45% of the grade. We have labs, which are worth 40% of the grade. And we have written tests, which are kind of our multiple choice questions that are worth 5% of the overall grade. Grade scale, this has been the same every semester at Rankin. That grade scale has not changed. This is a workload table. This is our estimation of how much time we'll spend in theory versus how much time we'll spend in hands-on labs. So, basically 1 part theory, 3 parts hands-on is a general breakdown. So that's why 80 hours in theory, 240 hours for a 320 total hours of estimated time online. And so again, this is not a traditional 3 credit hour course. This is a 14 credit hour course, and so a lot of credit hours, a lot more work than your traditional course. In fact, again, you can kind of see the estimation. We're talking 20 hours a week for the in-person learning. And so we run our online classes just like the in-person. We estimate about 20 hours a week of work plus homework. So maybe more like 25 hours a week for this course. And if you get through it faster, that's great, but that's what I would say an average workload is for an average student. We do have tutors for this class, so if you find yourself struggling, you might request a tutor. I might suggest a tutor for you. We have academic accommodations for students with disabilities. You have to report yourself to the Student Success Department and request accommodations. We have a career services department that'll help you with resume writing and career search searching for your first job, so to speak. And we have the Rank and Connection website to help with that. If you were in person, we do have like snow days. You have to sign up for an alert system, but you guys are online, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, day one. Day one, we will be spending setting up your environment. Okay, so we're going to go through the software that you have to install. And the assessment for the week is a link here to, and the instructions for this assignment are off of this link. And we'll go through this here on this assessment. So we'll go through this, what this is, but this will be how I can take attendance for this first week based on this Inside Rankin assessment. And you should be able to see that. That should be open and due on Sunday 1/14 at 11:30 p.m. It's worth 50 points for your first lab grade. Okay. And so what you're going to see here is basically in the first several days, we're going to spend reviewing JavaScript and writing JavaScript. So the theory and the hands-on. The theory is going to come from some pre-recorded lectures, and the hands-on is going to come from this assignment. Okay, so day one, day two, and day three, those are the two things that we're working on this first week. Is basically those videos and completing that assignment. Okay, so that's the syllabus, and then day 4 starts next week on January 16th. The 15th is a holiday. So I have these days labeled, again, as if they're in person. They're obviously not. But I'm running this equivalent to what I would run a day school class, the timing and the pacing that I literally ran this class last semester. So we spend basically 5 days going over the fundamentals, and then we get into Node on day 6. Okay, so I spent 5 days going through JavaScript fundamentals last semester, so I'm doing the same thing this semester. And as early as next week, we're going to get into working with Node, implementing Node and Express. Okay, now into the setting up your environment. So this was the link right here, setting up your environment. This is basically the software installs that we are going to use for this class. And so let's see here. What we have is, first off, install Discord and join the virtual classroom. So these are just more detailed instructions on how to go through what I've kind of already verbalized. I do ask that you change your gamer tag alias into your actual name. So you should be able to right-click on the server and change your nickname and put your full name. That way I can identify you by your name, and otherwise I'm just guessing. I have no idea who is who. So I do ask that you change on Discord if you've used Discord, and most gamers have used Discord. Change your gamer tag into your actual name. We will be working with Google Cloud this semester to deploy our software to. So we're going to put our websites on G Cloud, if you will. And so I have a link for you to follow. So you should be able to hold down Control. If you hold down your Control key and click this link, actually just hover it and it should pop open here. Fill this out, your first and last name and your school's email. Now, again, this needs to be your school email, and then you're going to get an email to confirm, like you're going to have to confirm that, you're registering, okay? And then what you do, once you register, you accept these credits for Google Cloud using your school's email, but then you should apply the credits to your actual Gmail account. And so, it's a couple of part process, and I can kind of show you should get once you sign up. I actually have mine because I had to do the same thing. Let me go to I'll pull up this email. Okay, so I had to say, hey, this is once you fill this form out, okay, you'll get an email that's like this, your Google Cloud Education Credits Request. It says, please click on this link to verify your email and a code will be sent to your account, right? So it's going to be sent to your school account and you have to use your school email. So I believe you guys know how to check that out. If not, really you just got to contact Rankin's help desk and you could do that. The student handbook has instructions on how to contact the help desk and how to check your email and things of that nature. Okay, so then you click the link, and then once you click that link to verify, you get another email. Okay, and it says, please click here to redeem your credits, and you're going to have to put in this code. Well, when you click here, if I copy that link and I paste it, notice I'm accepting this under my Gmail account. This is my personal Gmail account. So you want to accept this under your personal Gmail account, not your school account. Okay, because all of you already have Gmail accounts, presumably. If not, you can make a Gmail account. And then you paste the coupon code that was in that email. Again, so here was the coupon code right here. Okay, and this is just giving you some free credits that you can use. And I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. So that you can use Google Cloud. Okay, and so here's my Google Cloud. Here's some different projects. We'll be working with Google Cloud, which is simply cloud.google.com, and we'll be deploying our software. We'll be deploying our software here. Okay, so that's kind of the next thing that you'll have to do is get credits accepted for your Google Cloud. You probably already have a GitHub account. I would expect that you do by this point. So you shouldn't have to create your GitHub account. You should already have one. But if you don't, for some odd reason, go ahead and create a GitHub account. But you should be able to log into that GitHub account. We will be using GitHub, right? So github.com. Okay, and my username on GitHub is just my full name, Evan Gudmested. So as you're sharing repositories with me, you're just sharing it with Evan Gudmested. And all good with that. So you should have a GitHub account. And I do ask that your GitHub account, again, not be a gamer tag because I cannot identify who is who just by their gamer tags. So if you do have a gamer tag, you should be able to change your display name on github.com. So that's going to be under here, probably under your settings. And so you're going to have to go through your account settings and change your display name, maybe change username to be something, again, so that I know who is who. I would much appreciate that. Okay. Go ahead and install Notepad++ and install Git. So I'm assuming you've done this before, but maybe not. So there's instructions to do it. Download Notepad++. That's not our primary tool, but there's also the Git installer so that you can use Git commands to push and pull and merge and branch with all these different commits. All these Git commands. You have to install Git first. Okay, then go ahead and install Tortoise Git if you're on Windows. If you don't have a Windows machine, you can install Tortoise Git on Windows machines only. Okay, TortoiseGit's just another way to push and pull and clone. But most students use GitHub Desktop. And so if you don't want to use TortoiseGit, you could also just use GitHub Desktop. So go ahead and install GitHub Desktop, install it with default options, and log into the app using your github.com credentials. So that all gets linked up cleanly. Then you want to go ahead and install Visual Studio Code. If you haven't installed VS Code before, there's a blue icon. I already have it installed. There are instructions on how to install it. Make sure to, I prefer to add, to check this box, open with code, which is this box right here, open with code to Windows Explorer. So that's just a preference that I have. I also recommend tab sizes to 2 under your Visual Code settings. That way when you hit tab, it's 2 spaces by default. None of that is critical, but it's a good recommendation. In fact, that was Google themselves recommend tab sizes to 2. And it kind of shows you how to change the tab sizes. There's a lot of extensions for VS Code. These are all developer preferences. These are extensions I would recommend. However, this is your machine. If you don't want to install all these extensions, you don't have to. I will say that there are extensions, and if I just open up my VS Code, there are extensions nowadays for GitHub Copilot, and so I have GitHub Copilot enabled on my VS Code. You can definitely do that. Get GitHub Copilot enabled. How to do that is do a Google search for GitHub Student Developer Pack, and you will want to sign up for the Student Developer Pack. And in there, you get access to Copilot, and you'll want to enable the Copilot extension in VS Code. So if I go into my extensions, I have GitHub Copilot enabled, and you can do that, and it doesn't cost you anything if you have this Student Developer Pack. You should be able to register as a student, as a Rankin student, because we are a GitHub Academy, and so you can register through Rankin if you're a Rankin student as get that school benefit, which includes GitHub Copilot. And so I would add GitHub Copilot through Student Developer Pack. Just another option. And then once you install these extensions, again, these are developer preferences. You don't have to, but you can configure these different settings as I have. This is pretty critical. Install Node. And so very, very simply put, download and install the LTS version of Node. And so you will download basically the latest LT basically supported, the latest supported. Like the current features are more of a beta phase, less tested, and so this is like a stable version of Node, and so that's why we recommend the LTS and not the current version. Okay, download, install that. Balsamiq wireframes is a tool for doing mock-ups, and so we can mock up websites and what we want them to look like. We have a license key, so that once you, let's see if so you can download Balsamiq wireframes, and then you'll have to enter the key under help and register. You can throw in a license key, and I went ahead and got a license key for you that'll last until 2024. So definitely some free software out there for you, and some student developer packs, and all that's kind of day one stuff to install all that software, get all those settings configured, get ready to go, and there you go. Now let's talk about your attendance for the first day. Really, this first week, the first 5 days of the class, I just spent reviewing JavaScript. And so everything we have in this class is like custom built, for this class. But the review portion, reviewing JavaScript, we had a whole JavaScript curriculum. Now to review JavaScript, last semester I used Free Code Camp, but Free Code Camp revised what they're doing under their curriculum. So if you go make an account, freecodecamp.org. By the way, this is the largest YouTube channel to learn development. This is a tremendous resource. It's one of my favorite resources to learn to code, especially their YouTube channel, even better than the website. But it's a great resource. I definitely recommend it for a lot of things. And so let's go to their curriculum, and if you click on JavaScript, you can see it's in beta. And so now what they do is this, they gamify everything. And so there's all sorts of learning JavaScript by building a game. And this is new. This is brand new. I watched the YouTube video on this when they were announcing it. But it is in beta phase. And so my ask is for you to get through as far as you can, in the next 5 days through this tutorial and learn as much as you can. I do think a lot of it will be review. Like if you're looking here, arrays, strings, objects, functions, loops, if-else statements, and more. I mean, all of this I think is going to be review, but that's kind of the point. Everyone's at different levels in this class, and some people are more comfortable with JavaScript than others. But we could all stand to learn using this tutorial. Now, so my request, and this is by the way, the grade is based on the attempt, right? I want to see you to attempt to get as far as you can. I'm not asking, because this is the first time, for you to complete it, because we're only talking, 5 days, but, I'm going to ask you spend as much time as you can here to get as familiar as you can with the JavaScript language before we are just using the latest and greatest features. Again, in addition to watching the theory. So these 6 videos are a lot of newer features in JavaScript: importing and exporting, destructuring, fetch API, objects, Some of this is a lot newer stuff, asynchronous programming. So you're going to want to hit the review. I'd say watch the videos first and then delve into as far as you can get. When you're done, you take a screenshot and upload it to this assignment. This is a small class. We only have 4 students, and I've seen 3 already join the Discord server. So this is all good stuff. So complete as far as you can. When you're done, take a screenshot, upload that image to the assignment. You should be able to go to Inside Rankin and upload the image and show me how far you got. And again, so create an account on Free Code Camp, complete as much of the free tutorial to learn basic JavaScript by building a role-playing game as you feel is beneficial for your understanding of the fundamentals. Again, because it's in beta mode, I don't feel comfortable assigning the whole thing. I want you to take an honest assessment of where you are and your understanding of the fundamentals. And in this case, it is kind of loose, to make your best judgment. I'm letting you make that judgment call. This tutorial is in beta, so the grade will be based on participation and will be used for your attendance in the first week of the class. To submit proof of participation, upload a screenshot of the free CodeCamp website that shows how far you made it through this tutorial. So what they do is they mark you as a % completed, and they show you, they're going to either check mark these or mark them off to show me how far you got. And then also I would like to know your feedback. So please let me know if you felt this was a beneficial exercise. So, shoot me a message on Discord and let me know if you found it beneficial. Now, of course, you can continue on. Learn form validation, learn string and array methods, learn the date object. You can continue on, but the only thing for the attendance and for the grade is this first one right here. Okay, and then so that's what we're looking at for the first 3 days into the weekend. This assignment is due again on the 14th. And then we come back after a holiday on the 15th, on the 16th, a couple more days, really just to continue working. And then I will start hitting up, early next week. I'll do another one of these videos and continue on with the next portion, which is learning nodes. So, at worst case scenario, what I'm going to do is add any one of these recordings to my YouTube playlist. So definitely keep an eye on this playlist. And also keep an eye on the Discord channel, because every time I have a new recording, you'll see that posted in the chat. Okay, so I think I've provided a good overview of myself, of the class, of the expectations for this first couple days. Again, we're building full stack, JavaScript apps deployed to Google Cloud. We're gonna build some cool software this semester. So I look forward to it. This is my favorite class to teach at Rankin. This technology stack is crazy popular. There's lots of job opportunities in the JavaScript world. It's the most popular technology stack after all. So yeah, the most in-demand language, the most in-demand technology stack. Really enjoy this class. I look forward to getting to know my 4 students in this class. Small class, but look forward to it. And feel free to reach out on Discord anytime. You could reach out via email. You could give my office number a call. I look forward to working with you guys. And so this will be the first video kind of signing off. Again, I will post more frequently than, in a worst case scenario, it'll be on the 18th, but just kind of looking ahead, because again, the 16th is more of a review day, more of a review. So even if we get into next week, I just ask that you get as far as you can, keep working through this, complete it, right? Complete it. If you've got the time to complete it, please complete it and let me know how it goes, how long it took you, etc., etc. Okay, but in a worst case scenario, I'll have another video on the 18th, but definitely not going to wait until the 18th. You'll hear from me before then. All right, thanks guys, and look forward to it. Have a good day.